Hello and welcome. This is Radull Live, and we're coming to you courtesy of Betika Na Community. Guys, make sure when you tune in, you share the link so that your friends know that we are live and that you can watch us live. And also, give us your comments and tell us where you are watching us from. And throughout the show, feel free to add your questions for the guests we have here. Now, first and foremost, I want to say all the best to Team Kenya. They began to leave this week for the Olympics that begin, in about 10 days' time or so. The volleyball girls have left, the rugby team have left, and we wish them all the best. Now, I just have one issue, the fact that we have athletes in our 1500-meter race that we're not sure. I don't know if we're sure who's representing Kenya there. Unfortunate what happened to Etiang, but he was not on the radar of AK, so he was not put on the list of athletes to receive random doping tests, which is unfortunate. Also unfortunate is the fact that Timothy Cheruiyot still hasn't been confirmed as part of Team Kenya yet. Even last night, he got an amazing time at the Diamond League in Monaco. I just wish we can sort out those issues. But today we are focusing on Special Olympics, and I have special people in the studio. First and foremost, I'd like to introduce a silver medalist, world silver medalist.
Yes.
Sammy Kamande. How are you doing, Sammy?
I'm good, very fine.
You're very fine.
Yes.
Yani, you have a silver medal and me, I just have a big mouth. First of all, congratulations. And of course, the head coach of the Special Olympics team, Vincent Mungai. Vincent, habari yako?
Nzuri sana kabisa.
Would you like to wish Kenya, the National Olympic team, all the best?
Definitely.
Domes aside.
Yeah, definitely. So I take this chance on behalf of the entire Special Olympics to wish them the best. So we pray for them, we will follow them, and we'll cheer them on.
And before you guys came here, you actually told me that you've come from an event. What event were you participating in today?
Currently, what we are doing is we are almost going for our Winter Games. So the Winter Games, we are supposed to have them actually this year. But now due to COVID issues, they were moved to next year, January. So currently now what we are doing is we are holding the regional games. We have about 5 regions that are practicing the floorball games. So we have Nairobi, we have others at Naivasha, we have in Laikipia, we have in Kilifi, and we have in Busia and Kakamega. So they are all doing their regional games. So that towards the end of the month, we are going to hold our national trials, and from that time, we are going to choose 2 teams, a boys team and a girls team that will represent Kenya in the World Special Olympics World Winter Sports.
We'll get more into that. Let me just send out some shout outs, and then I want to talk to Sammy and find out from Sammy what you participate in and how you got into becoming a professional athlete. A few shout outs here to Austin Stanley George, watching live from Mombasa, Bamburi. Robert Bobby Bob, he says, Kennel Iko Ndani locked. There's only one kennel. I mean, that's a kennel of Thika Road. It's the one that has an identity. Xavier Gitao Masharia, Tuko Live. Edwin Kibusia, locked from Kapiego, upcoming town. Why is it upcoming town? Okay, you need to explain that. Why is it upcoming town? Anyway, Sammy, so honored to meet you.
Thanks.
You're what, 18, almost turning 19?
Yes.
And you already have a silver medal to your name.
Yeah.
Just first question, how did you get to becoming an athlete? And I want to hear your whole story. And how do you decide, I want to be a professional athlete?
For me, I'll start back 2014. That's long years back.
That's like 7 years ago, which means you were around 11.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
2014, this is the time that I was in school. So I was not getting the same grades like others people get in school. So it was so hard for me to come up in front of people or even in public to talk. So I used to be the first person, those people who sit behind in class. So I was waiting for the time for lunch. So I'll be the first one to come in, to go outside the class. But let's say for the books, I used to be the behind, used to drag the class behind. Actually, those people used to tell me like that. And there's a time actually I was being told, Sammy will never make it in life. So my parents were so concerned actually, according to my my studies, because I used to bring low grades home. So they thought, what can we do with Sammy? So that's the time my parents decided to change the school. So we went to Kenya Community Center for Learning. One of the mom's friend said, I know a school that can help Sammy. So that's the time we went to Kenya Community Center for Learning. And so from there, I shifted my mind into, I left everything behind. So where the teacher used to slap me, or cause maybe not getting the right grades, or even maybe every time I could see if maths I do 50% or 80%, I get less than that. So I didn't even have friends by the way. So from there, my low esteem, it was so down. And so from there, that's the time Mr. Vincent came on board. So I went to that school. Currently I'm done with the school. So there I started developing myself, my character. I started being bold, because they used to give me opportunity to talk in front of people. Then I found Mr. Vincent came on board. He was a sport teacher at that time. So he saw me and he encouraged me. He took me from there. I used to run a lot. According to my time, the 21 kilometers, I used to do less than maybe 2 hours also. So when the time comes to sport, Mr. Vincent told me to keep on moving. From there, we grew with Mr. Vincent almost like 5 years. And then there's a time I told him, Mr. Vincent, I want to be involved in Special Olympics. So this organization came into our school. So I sat behind when that event was going on. And then I told myself, one day I'll be somebody through this. So I used to wake up at 4. Yes, I leave the house, I train, I come back, I eat, I sleep, and then I go back again to train. Yes, until place. Right now I'm nimefika. Sometimes I look back now, what I've make it. And even my age mates, the people I used to tell me in class that Sammy, you'll never make it, you're the person who drag class behind. I sit down and then I jambia, namepanda ndege nako a silver medal.
Thank you. Let me just bring Vincent in here quickly, because Vincent, is very unfortunate that for young children in school, we don't understand that we're not all the same, There are talents you have, there are talents I have, there are talents he has, and there are things some people will do, others can't, and vice versa. So take me to the time when you met Sammy and how you changed his life, because clearly you've had the biggest impact in his life.
Yeah, I think for me, I'd say I have been involved in the sports for persons with disability since 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So originally, I'm a trained teacher and educationist, but also I have passion for sports. So what happened when I went to the school where Sammy is, most cases I look at them as people who are able differently. Majority of the people with intellectual disabilities, remember, it's a hidden disability. You cannot just look at someone and then you say, that person, that's the disability that I want.
Mm-hmm.
So for Special Olympics, we have taken that niche. And then we have come to realization that even them, they have talent.
Mm-hmm.
I always love using analogy of these 3 animals: a fish, a leopard, and an elephant. So which test can you give them, all 3 of them? So you have a monkey, you have a fish, you have an elephant. If you tell them to swim, definitely one will win, the others will complain. So therefore, for Special Olympics, we realize that it's not one size fits all. So we test them according to their ability. So when I came across Sammy is an all-rounder. So he will play football. He's one of the best martial arts that we used to have in the school. But also there was something to do with cycling. So I encouraged him, Kabir, cycling is a new game, but you can take it and take it to new heights. And it is through cycling that he was able to represent Special Olympics Kenya in Summer Olympics Games, and he came up with a silver medal. Yeah.
And for me, it's people don't realize that the minute I tell you can't do something, it's like it sparks something in you. Oh, okay. You and I see what Sammy did. He took a negative and made it a positive.
Yes.
And that is, for me, that is a show of strength. Now, let me just read a few comments here because people are already commenting. Sammy, you're gonna my fans. Okay, these are still people logging in. Rafael Dube, Nikolai from Kikuyu, Edwin Kimayo, locked from Kamwosor, Algeo Marakwet. Hilda Chepto is tuned in. Maureen Matilda Kanyua says, great conversation, keep flying high, Sammy Kamande. Susan Masila says, great, Sammy Kamande. Chebet Kimitei says, wow, Sammy, you are so inspiring. Kennedy Safari, this is inspirational. May Sammy keep winning. First of all, tell us the difference, for those who don't know, between Special Olympics and Paralympics, because we confuse the two quite a bit.
Yes, for Special Olympics, maybe let me start by saying it's a sports organization, and it's an international sports organization. But the advantage of Special Olympics is that we are almost in more than 250 countries all over the world. And what happens for Special Olympics, we are a sports organization, and we offer sports to persons with intellectual disabilities. And the advantage of Special Olympics, age is not a factor. We start from 2 years to 100 years. So long as you are working and you can do something, you are welcome to join Special Olympics. But the underlying issue is you must have intellectual disabilities. So that's about Special Olympics. So apart from Special Olympics, we also have other federations that deal with other disabilities. Like I can give an example of Paralympics. So Paralympics, they deal with elite athletes with physical disabilities. But for Special Olympics, our athletes are not elite. They may not attain that elite level. Yes, there are some that can, but majority of them they are not able to attain the elite level. So for Special Olympics now we deal with those ones. Then we have the ones on the deaf spectrum. So they have their federation called Deaf Olympics. So that's how the major difference between all the federation that we have that deal with disabilities.
How big is the team? How big is the in Kenya? How widespread is the Special Olympics community? Because you said you've come from regionals. So do we have branches all over the country? And I just want to know the strength of this organization, because I see you going for international tournaments and coming back with medals.
Yeah, so let me start by saying that today, as far as Special Olympics is concerned, is a very special day for Special Olympics all over the world. So we are celebrating the Founders' Day, the Eunice Kennedy Shriver. So, and the movement started back in 1968, is when we had the first Special Olympics event, world event. But in Kenya, the footprints were felt in 1978, is now when it was launched in Kenya. Since then, up to now, we have covered more than 3/4 of all the counties. We have teams from, I think, almost 40 counties. So, meaning like when you are training for either the Winter Games or when you are training for the Summer Games, we have all these teams activated, even right now. Were it not for COVID, they are very, very active. And for Special Olympics all over the world, it's a voluntary-driven organization. So anybody who is working for Special Olympics, coaches, and anyone else, they offer their services free of charge. We train athletes free of charge. We don't charge them to come for training. We don't charge them to go even for the international events. And in most cases, that's how we go about it. And for them to be able to advance, Special Olympics is special because we do something called divisioning.
Division?
Divisioning. I'm very sure it's a new word for you.
Very new word for me.
Yeah, so Special Olympics, remember what we do. We don't deal with elite athletes, but we deal with athletes all ability levels, from high ability, moderate, mild, going all the way to profound. So how do we ensure that all these athletes get a chance? Like if you look at Sammy, maybe he may not be the best cyclist. As far as Special Olympics is concerned, he's the best cyclist. But if you compare him maybe with other elite, he may not be. But how comes that we give them a chance? Whenever we conduct our games, we do something called divisioning. And divisioning, we do it using 3 criteria. One is gender, then we do it with age. We have the age categories. Someone who is over 20 years cannot play with someone who is 11 years. So you find maybe it's between 13 to going, like now currently what we are doing floorball, we are doing 16 to 21 years. And then out of that one, now we have the ability level. So the ability level, giving maybe by example, from the past World Games that we have had, we have some athletes who are able to do 100 meters, let's say like 20 seconds. But at the same time, we have athletes who are able to do that 100 meters in 50, 60 seconds or even more than a minute. So if you tell them to compete, surely there is no competition.
Yeah.
So that's when our Special Olympics comes with something called divisioning, and this is where we place the athletes depending with their ability levels. So the rule is between the first person in that group and the last person, they must have a difference of between 10 to 20%. So if the difference is more than that, those 2 people cannot compete. Then for Special Olympics, we find maybe they do 100 meters. Out of the 100 meters, we have 5 divisions. So meaning we have 5 gold medalists. And maybe progression to the international event, we only need 1. So for progression, we do something called random draw. So take all the 5 leaders, gold medal, because they deserve. Then you take someone who is neutral to come and pick. Whichever name is picked, that person, whether they are high ability or low ability, they will go ahead and represent our country. And once they go to the international event, they compete with others of the same ability from all over the world. So they don't stand any disadvantage.
Let me just read one comment here, and then I want to ask Sammy about Doha. From Judy Masharia, she says, such a bold young man. I wish more parents understood intellectual disabilities doesn't mean their futures are lost. Some of them think saying that means that their children have a problem. And I think that how much awareness, before we come to Doha, how much awareness do you have to do amongst parents to understand? Because as Sammy said, in his first school, people just thought he's a failure, you know? You just put a title on somebody without understanding. So how much awareness does the organization have to do, especially amongst parents, amongst the different schools? And probably that also comes into how do you scout?
Yeah, so...
sorry, Sammy, we'll come to you just now.
It's okay.
Yeah. So for Special Olympics, I'll say, yes, we have tried to do a lot of awareness. And the advantage that we have, let me say, what mostly the handle that we suffer mostly is because most of the disabilities that we deal with, intellectual disability, remember they are hidden.
Yes.
If you look at Sammy, you cannot tell, unless maybe you have interacted with him, or maybe you have given him a task to do. So we'll see one of them is, majority of them we find either they are hidden, they suffer from so low self-esteem, because maybe the peers laugh at them. But
people judge you.
People will judge you, and they judge you. Remember the fish, the monkey. So they judge them using this one test.
Yeah.
Are you able to read or are you able to write? But for Special Olympics, what we have done, apart from sports, there are so many other things that we do. Like one of the biggest things that we do is family network. We want to go, because these athletes, they come from families. So you want to go take the families, bring them to Special Olympics, let them be aware of this is intellectual disabilities. How can they come to the life of the athlete? Then there's
because family support is so important.
Very. So for Special Olympics, we cannot do without the family support. These are vital cog in our need. Then the other one, you have volunteers. All the people we work with, they are volunteers. So the other one we have, I think, the athletes. We have the volunteer coaches and all that. Then our recruitment, we do it all over the country, and we recruit mostly from the schools or from any organizations. We work closely with the government agencies, like Ministry of Education. They are one of our key partners. So they help us to be able to penetrate through schools, also to do recruitment, doing assessment, because at the end of the day, currently we are living in a world where someone will say, if somebody can get a silver medal. So for me, without disability, I can lie and just go and get a silver medal. So through the assessment that is done by the government, through the Ministry of Education, we are able now to set that one out. Yeah, and the advantage of Special Olympics, we are not only dealing with athletes with intellectual disabilities. So we know we are going to an inclusive world. So we are doing what we refer to as unified sports. And unified sports is where we have athletes with intellectual disabilities come, train and play together with athletes without intellectual disabilities, who we refer to as partners, and they form one team. If it's a team like volleyball, 3 will have intellectual disabilities, 3 will not have intellectual disabilities. Then they go and compete with teams that are made with the same criteria.
Let me just read 2 comments here. One from Beatrice Nyambura says, wow, it's a very great conversation. Titus Mulama, I'm sure if you're a footballer, you must be a fan of his. He's given you a shout out from Lausanne Olympic City. Titus, are you really there? But thank you for the shout out. And I think that's encouraging when you're recognized by one of Kenya's greatest footballers ever. I want you to explain Doha from the time you were selected to go to getting there and to the time you won your medal.
It's Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, Middle East. Abu Dhabi.
So it started like this. I woke up in the morning.
You woke up in the morning?
So I prepared myself. I didn't know that I'll be the person representing the country of Kenya. So me and my parents, my dad actually told me, Sammy, get ready. And he told me that I know you can make it. So I took these words. So we went, actually it was a long journey from Nairobi to another region. Yeah, so that time, actually my bike was not very good. So I used to hit it with a rock so that
your bike.
Yeah, so that it comes very. It used to be like when I ride the bike, the nuts gets out or sometimes like that. But that it couldn't stop for me to go on. So I went 1 lap. Come again, sit down, I relaxed. My coach told me, "Hey Sammy, I'm seeing good things coming on my way." So I told him, "Okay, let's go." Another lap. So it was not easy, because imagine you're settling down like this and then you're being told there's another lap, Sammy, for you to go. So I felt pain. My stomach was paining that moment. So Coach Vincent told me just move on. And then I saw one of my friend fell on the bike. I felt very bad. But I told myself, let me just move on. So I became position 1. That's the time. And then I put a nice time for me. Actually, for me, when I train or anywhere I go for sports, I don't look at position 1. I look at the time. If the time is so good,
yourself. Yes.
Yeah. If my time is very good, then I'm happy. But if my time is very bad, you'll see even my reaction of my face. Yes. So from there, so I left very early, because from where that competition was held until back to Nairobi, it was a long journey. So we had to leave very early to come back to Nairobi. So that's the time. That night, Coach Vincent, when I was arriving at the gate, Coach Vinny told me, "Hey Sam, guess what? You're now representing the country, Kenya." I was happy.
Forgot all your problems.
Yes. I saw my dream come true. Then I told my brothers and my siblings and my parents, they were so happy. I could see it right into their eyes. They are happy, man. And then from there, I started preparing myself. But the challenge, it was for me to wake up early in the morning for training. It's not a easy thing, by the way. For you to wake up in the morning to train every day, not just that today, then tomorrow you rest. That's the time I prepared myself. Then we flied. We went to Abu Dhabi. Now that moment for me to compete, I was shaking. But my coach, the coach that we were training with, he told me one word, that the moment you feel that pain, you feel scared, that's the moment good things come on your way. So from there I took his words. So I cycled very fast. Then from there, I went and bought my bike. So I had my name, Sammy Kamande, position 2. I told my coach, have you had it? And then he said, no, let's wait again. So we went to the courtroom, we confirmed, and we saw position 2. I was so happy. Yes, that's my story.
That's your silver medal story.
Yeah.
And he was position 2, and at the time you were only 17 years old.
Yes, imagine. Cool.
That's unbelievable. Let me just read some comments and we'll take a short break.
Okay.
When we come back, I wanted to talk about facilities and support that the Special Olympics gets, if any. Susan Masila, yes, Special Olympics Kenya. Romy La says, go Sammy, great to see you live. He's cheering you on from South Africa. Special Olympics Africa, choose to include. Yes, use that hashtag, choose to include. David Okinyi, Nikondani, Phil KE says that's a nice one. He says the show is lit. Special Olympics also says Special Olympics World Games Abu Dhabi 2019. Sammy Kamande explains his amazing experience being selected to compete in the global stage. Yes, that is what he has just done, and told us how he got goosebumps when he realized he was representing Kenya. Guys, we're going to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. We're not done with Sammy Kamande, world silver medalist, and head coach Vincent Mungai will be back after this short break. Welcome back. This is Radull Live. Yes, and Sammy Kamande, silver medalist in Special Olympics for Kenya, and of course his coach Vincent Mungai. Guys, before we get back into our conversation, remember tomorrow 10 p.m. there is the Euro 2020 final between Italy and England. I must say I'm Team Italy, only because it mustn't come home, or it should come home to Rome. But whichever team you decide to support, make sure you enjoy yourself tomorrow. Of course, we're coming to you courtesy of Betika, and I know during the break we showed you Betika National Super League fixtures. If you can, and if you're allowed to, make sure you try and catch some of these games live. I know because of COVID, there are certain restrictions, but at least keep an eye on a league that is so vibrant in Kenya. By the way, if you've never watched the Super League, no, let me not disrespect the Kenyan Premier League, but the Super League has so many fans, and when you are allowed back in the stadium, make sure you take the opportunity and you go. We're back now with Sammy and Vincent. And yes, Sammy, you were telling us about your silver medal in Abu Dhabi before the break, and congratulations for that.
Thanks.
The trials we're going to, Vincent, I want to come to you very quickly. The trials we're coming to towards the end of this month is in floor bowling.
Yeah, floor ball.
Floor ball.
Yeah.
In fact, let Sammy explain to us what floor ball is. Sammy, what's floor ball?
Okay, floor ball, it's a game, it's a new game. Probably many people do not know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm one of the many.
Okay, so the ball, it's like a hockey. You know the game, the hockey.
It's a bit like hockey.
Yeah, but hockey is the ball is like a bit metal, but the floor ball is a plastic ball, and then we use sticks, and then we have it's included 3 people in the pitch. Yeah, one the goalkeeper, the defender, and 2 strikers in front. Yes.
So each team has 4 players,
Yeah.
2 strikers, a defender, and a keeper,
Yeah.
and it's like hockey.
Yeah, but
So-
it's first game. It's not like okay, you can't stay there for a minute, because the moment you get the ball, you pass it to your neighbor or to your teammates before the person gets the ball. Yeah, I think Vincent can explain.
And this is an official, it's an Olympic, Special Olympic sport.
Yeah. So maybe if I can add on to what Sammy has said. So for Special Olympics, we participate in 2 different types of events. We have the summer games, and summer games maybe contains now all the sports that we know about: football, volleyball, athletics, and all those other, swimming, including all that one. And then we have the winter sports. So the winter sports currently there are 7 games. So we have the floorball, we have the floor hockey, then we have skiing, we have snowshoeing, alpine skiing, but for our country definitely we don't have snow anywhere. So then the quota that we are given, we're only representing the floorball. So floorball is close to ice hockey. If you've ever seen ice hockey, how it is played.
Yes.
Only that now floorball is not played
It's
on
aggressive.
ice. Yeah. It's, you know, the fastness in that game is the same game, is the same fastness in floor hockey. So for Special Olympics, we are playing the one for 4x4. So we have one for 6x6, but for us we are playing 4x4, meaning we have 1 goalkeeper and 3 field players. And for this game, I think for our case, it was introduced in 2018, and Special Olympics has taken it up. So it's one of the official games, official winter sports that SO Kenya is participating in.
And we have trials in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, so currently we are doing the regional trials from...
Oh, that's what you're doing this morning?
Yes, so currently, like today we are doing Nairobi regions. So the other regions, they still do the same thing. Then towards the end of the month, that year and that 29 and that year, we are going to have the national trials, and from where we are going to choose 2 teams. One a boys team, then we have a girls team.
Yay.
Yes. And come January 2022, so the 16 players plus 4 coaches and 3 delegates will go to Kazan, Russia for the Special Olympics World Winter Games.
And of course, this will be Sammy's first?
No, actually for winter sports, yes.
For winter sports,
Yeah, because he participated in summer sports. Yeah.
So for winter sports. So for summer sports is where you do cycling.
Yeah.
And winter sports, floor bowling.
Yeah.
But you also run.
Yes.
And you also play football.
Yes, and also I've discovered myself that I'm a sprinter.
You're a sprinter.
Yes. So I train in Kasarani
Oh, that's fantastic.
with Ferdinand Omanyala and his team.
That's fantastic. I had him here 2 weeks ago. I had Ferdinand Omanyala and Marco Tieno sitting in this same seat.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, going to represent Kenya in 100 meters. So that's fantastic. You train with them.
Yes, and they also tells me, hey Sammy, one day I want by them for me. I want to make history. I want to be the first dyslexia person to run the 200 meters. Yes, less than maybe 19 seconds. I'm working on it.
He's working on it. Have you heard that? He wants to be the first dyslexia person to do 200 meters in 19 seconds.
Yes.
And
yes.
it will happen if
Yeah.
you believe and you train and you have the right. I can see you have the right support. So that's already massive. Let me just read some comments here, and then I want to talk about the facilities and the financing of this sport. Steve Karidhi, Vincent, thank you for believing in Sammy. Special Olympics Kenya, go Sammy. Judy Masharia says, Kamande has made my day, which reminds me, La Liga has La Liga Genuine, which is a league for players with intellectual disabilities. It's impressive how more efforts are being put in place to promote more inclusion in the game. That's fantastic. Francis Maina says, great young man, you have a very big future. Keep going, happy for you. Kenya is behind you. Rafael Nyabala Congratulations, Radull Live, Sammy and Vincent, real inclusion in sport. It has to be, and I'm not done yet. There's so many sports I've not yet touched in this country. I think I need to do kabaddi or badminton or something like that next. But let me come back to you, Vincent. In terms of facilities, are they readily available? Because as a whole, sport in Kenya has a facilities issue. How available are these facilities for these young athletes, including things like buying bikes, resources, because a bike is not cheap.
Yes.
You know, how do you finance it, and how available are facilities for you?
What I would say that for Special Olympics, can I just remember what we said is a voluntary-driven organization. And actually for Special Olympics, the moment you join Special Olympics, it stops being about them. So from today, Caro, so you'll not be talking about them Special Olympics, it's about us. So we have co-opted you to be a volunteer. So we depend.
I've officially become a volunteer for Special Olympics. I've been recruited.
Yeah, so for Special Olympics, like I said, government has been coming handy for us through things like VIK, value in kind. Like in most cases, we recruit from schools up to about 80% and above. So most of our artists come from the schools. So we use their facilities, their training grounds. So we approach those schools through the Ministry of Education, and they are able to provide us with those facilities. And also maybe when the Team Kenya is going outside, government still comes in handy, and they really support us at times. So for Special Olympics, I'd say we rely mostly on well-wishers, because we are an organization, and the good thing is they have come in through for us.
It's well and good, Vincent, and I think it's so noble to volunteer your time and effort. But at the end of the day, everybody has to make a living. Once you become an adult, you have your bills, you have your hopes and dreams of buying yourself a car and owning your own house. And so at the end of the day, it's great to volunteer, but somebody has to pay the bills.
Yeah, definitely.
How does that happen for you? Or are you paid through a common fund? How does it work?
Yeah, maybe I can tell you how Special Olympics operates. So currently for Special Olympics right now, we have 5 paid staff. Yeah, so who happens to be the national director, then I as a sports manager, and including other office staff that we have. But all the other stakeholders, like the coaches that we have, who are more than 3,000 all over the country. So mostly we recruit them from schools. We prefer not to have someone who is a coach specifically for Special Olympics, because you see, if you are volunteering, what you have said, you have to pay the bills.
So you have to have another job.
Yeah, so mostly that's what we do. So we'll go for teachers who are already being employed by TSC. So through our partnership with TSC, so we are able to recruit them to become coaches for Special Olympics. So outside whatever they are doing, then you find they volunteer their time to train, and majority of them are their students in class. So they transition from class to the field.
Is this how it is in Kenya, or this is how it is all over the world? Would you know?
Yes, it's how it is all over the world. And then still we have some community coaches who are not working, but they have volunteered their time. So they'll go to work maybe in the morning, and then maybe on Saturdays. They don't train on daily basis. So mostly you find people speak on Saturday when most people are available. So they work Monday to Friday. Then Saturday, they go for Special Olympics event. Maybe I can start by giving through my example. Before I became the sports manager for Special Olympics, I volunteered for 6 years in Special Olympics. So I used to go and work Monday to Friday. Then in between the week and towards the weekend, I go and give my services to Special Olympics athletes for free. And at times, sometimes you'll go for training. Someone will come, they have not eaten. They have no fare. So what do? So you not only volunteer your time, but also you volunteer the small money that you have to share with them. So that's how we keep the motto for Special Olympics alive, and keep on pushing the organization to go ahead.
But are you open as an organization to sponsorships and partnerships where you would get financial partners, the way other sports operate, that you have a corporate sponsoring a club and that is how they make their money? Because that's something I think, I don't know whether it's allowed within the Special Olympics setup to receive financial support from corporates.
Yes, I'll say actually for us, partnerships is key. So we operate even through Special Olympics all over the world. Partnerships are key. They encourage us to do local partnerships and sometimes international partnerships, maybe through the Special Olympics International.
But cash, not kind.
Yeah. No, we have so many programs that we are running. Like we have things like unified sports. apart from unified sports, we have health programs that we do. So like maybe talk about, we do eye checkups, we do ear checkups, and sometimes MedFest, the whole body checkup. So we may not be able to do it, but through the partner, like maybe find a partner like Lions Kenya, they'll come through and say, as we are able to take care of this. So for Special Olympics, yes, we are open with both hands. I wish we can have more than 2 hands to be able to to welcome them. Yeah, everybody is welcome to come and partner with Special Olympics. Then we forge way going forward.
Because if you have, like the event you had this morning, where was it being held?
We did it at Osho Academy.
At Osho Academy.
Yeah.
Assuming there's no COVID, unfortunately COVID has given us so many restrictions.
Yeah.
You have so many fans who come and watch you and cheer you, and that's a target for corporate Kenya. So you go back and tell corporate Kenya, look, at all the fans who are supporting us,
Yeah.
We can advertise for you.
Yeah.
Sammy can be a brand ambassador for a product,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
This man is so inspiring. If I had a product, I'd want him representing my product, you know. It's a case of against all odds, what you can achieve against all odds.
Yeah.
And then they come in and sponsor you, because I'm sure, Sammy, you have your hopes and your dreams that for now, I know you just want to participate in the next event and do better time. But one day, I'm sure you want to be independent. You have your own family, you support them. What are your hopes and your dreams on and off the pitch?
Okay, for me, I want to study, to go to campus, my college, if it's possible.
Anything is possible. You've
yeah.
shown us that.
Yes. So, yeah. And then, apart from that, I want, because I'm also an artist, so I can draw and paint. So,
okay.
Through that, I can maybe even earn money through that. And also, even I'm a singer.
You're a singer?
So I can also earn.
You know, I'm going to ask you to sing something.
But Saizi,
You can dance.
If I could sing, I would help you, but I'm horrible.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. And maybe, yeah.
You're a man of many talents.
Yeah. So maybe, and then so yes. Yeah. Even talents, it can bring money. Because people say, they're saying talents. If you have talent, people are eating well. They are earning a lot of money
on
through
talent.
their talents.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I know my life will go in a good hands. Yeah.
Yeah. When you go to, if you say you want to go to campus, what would you like to study?
I wanted to do marine biology.
Marine biology.
Yes. But I'll shift my mind later.
You're 18, you have time to decide.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you have some time to decide. But would you also like to go into coaching? And like your coach Vincent has changed so many lives.
Yes, actually that was one of my goals, is that, you know, sometimes if you are if you run, you will not run the whole life. So there's a time your body will be like, it will do the moment, like if you reach 30 to 35, you will not put the time you used to have 25 years ago.
30, 35 is old, but I know what you mean.
So
our bones are already creaking.
Yes. So
no, but it's true. For an athlete, you have a very small active window.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm singing miles away. So I decided, like, this time that I have, I'll learn a lot, so that I can have my own maybe club or academy. So that's the time maybe I can coach. Yes.
What would you like to tell people if they come across a Sammy in their school, in their neighborhood? What would you like to tell people in how they should treat somebody like you?
So one for me is that show that smile. So if you come like today, you never know somebody, let's say people intellectual disability, you never know how they woke up, you never know how they slept in the night. So but if you approach them with a smiling face, or also maybe you greet them openly, they will feel good. That's the way I can advise somebody. Yeah. And also to understand, the most key is understand the weakness of this person, because maybe sometimes I've experienced that sometimes somebody can come, maybe he talks just maybe to talk, but you will see, I sit down, but I was like, this guy was meaning alikuwa anamaanisha, is it the way he used the way ametoka kuongea na the normal people, ama ni vile maybe ataka kuongea na mimi, na get. So first is understand my weakness. Sa kutoka hapo, then you pick up, like how Mr. Vincent, I see him like when he was in our school, sometimes when you could see people were not in a good mood, so Mr. Vincent used to cheer them up. Yeah, like the way you're doing. Yes.
Oh, that has touched my heart.
Thanks.
That has touched my. But it's so important, Vincent, in understanding. But then the people to talk to is actually parents, because a lot of these things children tell other children in school, you've picked it up at home, and you've picked up how you address people, how you degrade people. So it's even parents don't understand that children are different, you know. So you have your work cut out for you, but clearly you're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, actually for us, that's why we have like the family network. You know,
Yeah.
like they go through a lot. Like during the times of when we had COVID, so we did a lot of psychosocial support to some parents because they need that. And we understand that to be able to change the Special Olympics, remember it started from a family, the Eunice Kennedy Shriver family. So as we go back to the basics, so we have the family networks, so they are able to reach out even to other parents. And also what we are doing is that we have brought the ones without disability into, they no longer become fans. So now they are into Special Olympics. Let them understand. These are our athletes. Their abilities are athletes. Because even them, they learn from even our athletes. Our athletes, sometimes they are gifted in so many other things. So they will come and learn from them. Then the partners now who would rather have disability, most of them, they act as mentors to our athletes with disabilities.
And you, of course, the Special Olympics, founded by the Kennedy Shriver family.
Yeah, the Eunice Kennedy Shriver.
And there's no other family, I think, in this world that has been so impactful in how they operate than the Shriver Kennedy family. Go and Google if you don't know what we're talking about.
Actually, it started in 1962 at the backyard. So it's from there they came. So Eunice Kennedy was married to Shriver. And through from one family, they have gone all over the world. I wish you can attend Special Olympics events. You can see the joy that comes with. We make our athletes experience the joy. Because for Special Olympics, it's not about winning. Like the motto that we have for athletes' oath. So we say that let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. So for Special Olympics, we award.
Let me win, and if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt.
Yeah, so it's inherited from the gladiators in Rome. So the way they used to say before going to the arena. So through that motto, we have made sure that our athletes, they are joyous when they win, and even if they don't win, we reward that brevity for them to be and win. And then for Special Olympics, we are the only organization that gives award for all. So we give gold, silver, and bronze. And then from position 4 to position 8, we give them ribbons, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And even if you are disqualified, or you don't finish maybe your event, you are given a participation ribbon. So everybody goes home being a winner. We celebrate them and we appreciate their effort.
That's a lot of people don't realize. The minute you actually qualify to be in those events, you're already a winner.
Yeah.
You're already a winner because you're a select few in this world.
Yeah.
Those of us who try to keep fit and go to the gym, we still can't do what you do.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Tell me about working with Marion Obiri.
Marion is, I have taught Marion in class, and also I transited with Marion to the field. For me, what I used to do, I used to take my students. So we used to have a session in class, and then I used to look at their abilities. So once it's go to the field time, I used to identify their abilities. So Marion, we did a game called Bache.
Bachi?
Yes.
Oh, okay, what's that now?
So Bache is a game that is played like bowling, close to bowling. Yes, you roll some balls nearest to a ball called Palina. So we trained with Marion for more than 2 years. Then from there, we are able to form a unified team. And then when we went to Abu Dhabi 2019, she won about 1 gold medal and 2 silver medals. I know she's living with autism. So like for just all of them, they have their own disabilities. So making her, and this is how the game is played. It took us 2 years. But the good thing is once they understand this is how it is played, that's why we always tell coaches, make sure whatever you're training, train the right thing. Because for them, you can never correct. So if you train them the wrong thing, then, but for Marion, she's very wonderful. Just like Sammy, multi-talented. So she will draw.
Gold medalist, silver medalist.
Yes.
We need to give you guys so much more recognition, man. There's a comment here from Xavier Gital Masharia. He says, tell Sammy to sing. Okay, now I don't know if I'll get this correct. Ndegwa Shia Wakioi by Kamande Wakioi. Do you know that song?
No, I don't.
We don't know that song, Masharia. Do you know that song?
Yeah.
Do you know that song?
I know it, but I cannot be able to sing it, but I know it.
I've never heard it.
Yeah.
I've never heard it.
Yeah.
So we're out of time. Our 1 hour is actually gone. It's gone so very quickly. But I'll allow you to have a parting shot. What more support can we give you from the fans' perspective? Because you've talked about the government gives you like rebates and facilities. I know your federation is quite strong. It's actually one of your officials who helped us set up this meeting. But what can we, the fans, do for you?
Yeah, maybe before I come to the parting shot with the fans, so maybe allow me to be able to talk about maybe the achievement that we have made so far. Mm-hmm. So let me just go back to the 2019 that we are talking about, the World Summer Games. So Special Olympics Kenya managed to represent a team of 77 athletes, both with and without disabilities. 20 coaches, so we were a team of almost 100. And when they went for the competitions, believe me, they came with 12 gold medals. And these gold medals, they have the same value like any other gold medal. They came with 8 silver medals and 5 bronze medals. Yeah, so when talk about that, they do their best. And they participated in more than 11 disciplines. Yeah.
And I remember, I actually posted in all my social media, I counted those gold medals and posted all over.
Yeah. So for Special Olympics,
achieved, which was amazing.
Yes, I tell you. Even this time you are going to come with that. You wait.
This time you're coming with more gold medals.
We will.
Sammy's coming with a gold medal.
We will come.
Sammy, you're coming with a gold medal.
Yeah. Yeah. So for the fans, what I'll say is we will welcome you to our fields whenever we have any competition. We hold those competitions from regional, from where they are. So the fans can come and attend our events. And also from the fans, let's get the partners. There are those people who want to partner with Special Olympics. Let them come into the field. Then we'll have the volunteers, we choose them as volunteers. And also for Special Olympics, yes, we also accept value in kind. Yeah, so if maybe you want to come and support the team, you may look at the team. I want to keep the team, maybe the team that's going to go to Kazan. Maybe there may be someone, maybe or an organization out there, they may talk about they are going to go to their World Games. So let me keep the team. Let's buy air ticket for them. So that's how Special Olympics, we survive. And also apart from VAIK, we also accept even monetary, what do you call it? Yeah, so if maybe you just go to our website, then you can contact us.
What's the website? Special Olympics?
Just Special Olympics. If you go to Special Olympics Kenya, so you'll get all the details about Special Olympics. Yeah, and in case maybe even partnerships, so we are willing to strike those partnerships. Yeah. Yeah.
Sammy, do you have anything you'd like to tell your fans?
Yeah. Yes, so continue supporting me. Yes, those words, they boost me up. Yes, and the other thing is that I can tell to the parents that you're not alone into this journey. We are together, and then do not hide your kids. There is somebody, an inspirer with you, your kid. You never know, but what me I know, I've seen Messi role the footballers. If imagine now if they could hide themselves, if imagine their parents, they could hide their kid. Like
because Messi had a disability.
Yeah, so imagine what he brings back home to his parents. So my dad tells me every day that you are not born as a problem in this. You were born to solve problems in life. Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
My heart is full. My heart is full. My heart is full. Thank you so much, Sammy Kamande. Guys, remember that name. He's only 18. He's only just starting. Silver medalist, but he's only just starting. Vincent Mungai, you are a special human being. Thank you so much for what you do. The next time I want women here, after a couple of weeks or months, we'll bring some of the female athletes here.
After floorball, once we hold the national, there are so many of them.
We will talk and get some ladies on set as well.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. You're such an inspiring human being. You're such an inspiring human being, you guys.
Can you share the contacts? Maybe
Sorry?
Maybe the contacts for the office?
For your office, what we'll do, I'll share them all on my social media.
That's great.
You have a very vibrant, I think it's at SO Kenya.
Yes, yeah.
At SO Kenya on most of the platforms. I'll tag you around so that if people want to reach Special Olympics, they know where to get you guys. Because definitely these guys need support. They're inspiring. As Sammy said, don't hide your kids. Don't hide your kids. He was told that he's going nowhere by his classmates. Now he's gone to Abu Dhabi and won silver medal, you know. If ever there was a way to shut people up, not that that's the purpose, but if ever there was a way, it's just to achieve great things. And I wish you all the best in the trials, in the Winter Games in January, and we'll sit down, we'll have more conversations with Special Olympics and make sure that you guys support them. Thank you so much to everybody who watched today's show. I'm inspired. If you're not inspired, I don't know. I'm inspired, and we'll see you next week to have another inspiring conversation. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
I am inspired.